What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and this morning we're going to be talking about the latest controversy surrounding Black Ops 6 being a quote-unquote DLC to Modern Warfare 2. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and I can now take a breather following the craziness this past week with the launch of Season 4 and a ton of brand new rumors and leaks that did pop up for Black Ops 6. There was so much to cover, and as of this weekend, I can finally take it easy and kind of break down some topics that I really want to do some commentary about. So let's jump right into things. With that, we have plenty of brand new article coverage also going up over on detonated.com for those that want to stay up to date with all things Call of Duty. So, as you guys are likely aware, in 2022, Modern Warfare 2 introduced the Call of Duty HQ application. It would effectively put an end to the Warzone 1 era, right? Modern Warfare 19, Cold War, and Vanguard, which were kind of stitched together with tape from Warzone 1, right? Warzone 1 became Warzone Pacific with the Vanguard integration, aka Caldera, and things became a mess. Without going off on a tangent, every time one mode would get an update, oftentimes other modes across those other Call of Duty titles would break, right? You would see Cold War break if Warzone 1 got an update. You would see Vanguard break when Modern Warfare 19 finally got fixed. You would see things just all over the place all the time, and I think honestly the way that COD HQ currently functions following the MW2 release is how things should have always went with Warzone, but that couldn't have been the case before since there was never a plan to update Warzone for multiple years. It was meant for Warzone to be just a battle royale for the Modern Warfare 19 experience. Then Cold War and Vanguard would have their own individual battle royales, but obviously those plans were later canceled. Now, as far as COD HQ goes, I think as far as what it stands for and for what it represents, I think it's a good idea that just wasn't executed in the way that I thought it was going to. I was hoping something more along the lines of the Master Chief Collection would have been how the COD HQ was designed. Like I talked about on the podcast, I think the way they should have done it is have us all download the COD HQ experience individually, right? Separate from any Call of Duty title, but we just download the HQ app from the PSN store, the Xbox Marketplace, Battle.net, Steam, wherever, and then as we have that installed on our platform, then once we go ahead and put a disc in, or once we go ahead and download a Call of Duty title, it kind of just adds onto that COD HQ application that's separate so that we can create a seamless transition from game mode to game mode, title to title, without the need to have to reboot the application to play campaign or to play a different COD title, which is also still currently being supported. Now, it's funny how what I just explained technically is the way it works on PC. It's just console where things get really sticky, where it appears as if you're always downloading Modern Warfare 2 when you first download COD HQ, and you're forced to download that game before you're given the ability to then uninstall those game packs in favor of whatever else you want to install on your console. I just think on PC it's a lot more clear where you download the base COD HQ app and you can just uncheck Modern Warfare 2, whereas on console it's like, nope, you can't really do that, so you kind of get stuck with the same technical issue we had with Modern Warfare 19's Warzone 1 experience. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I'm a dev or an engineer or some type of technical expert that could really break down how that would work or if it would work, but that's just how I would have envisioned a Call of Duty HQ app. I wouldn't have wanted it to be a scenario where it's attached to a specific Call of Duty title, like how Warzone 1 always existed through Modern Warfare 2019. But I do feel like COD HQ exists because it really helps developers out. So if devs have to help each other out with their own Call of Duty titles, they're all on the same unified engine. I also think the COD HQ makes for easier Warzone integrations, which I don't think are going anywhere anytime soon, so I understand where COD HQ is at. But I think as a bit of a downside to everything being unified, you have a scenario like we saw in 2022 where I think following the launch of Modern Warfare 2 and with the announcement of Warzone Mobile, people discovered Black Ops 6 information within the Warzone Mobile's files. I think that's actually wild to think about, that because of everything being in one unified engine, you could have leaks for unrelated Call of Duty titles in the current year's title. So I think without a doubt, you'll eventually end up seeing leaks for, let's say, Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer's next title when there's data mines that happen for Black Ops 6 or Black Ops 2025. That could happen. Something as silly as Black Ops 6 leaking through Warzone Mobile did happen a couple of years ago, and we're just now seeing, at least as of today, what some of those leaks meant. There were rumors and even concept art images that were posted years ago about Saddam Hussein's palace and about the Gulf War, and now we're seeing the reveal of Black Ops 6 and those leaks finally added up. But you guys probably noticed that according to the Steam database, Black Ops 6 is indeed a Call of Duty title for Call of Duty. If you're like, wait, what does that mean? Is that a DLC for MW2? Nope, that's not really the case. I think what's confusing for most people to understand is that Modern Warfare 2 launched with the Call of Duty HQ application, so technically Modern Warfare 2 and COD HQ are nearly the same application, even though you can go ahead and uninstall the Modern Warfare 2 packs if you want. The remnants and the foundation application of Modern Warfare 2, however, will always be there in the COD HQ app. So it's almost like every new COD to release after MW2 is a quote-unquote DLC for that game, but in reality, it's really just a situation where every new COD is a DLC for the Call of Duty HQ app. It doesn't really mean anything, right? It's just this weird own that never really meant anything to begin with. It's not the gotcha moment that people seem to think it is within their Twitter or Reddit echo chambers. It's just this really weird controversy that started that I wanted to make a full video about, because Activision themselves even confirmed, I think it was a good year or so ago, that every Call of Duty going forward for the foreseeable future will release under the Call of Duty application. And they did state though that even within the same engine, the same launcher, a Black Ops game will still feel like a Black Ops game, and a Modern Warfare title will still feel like a Modern Warfare title. Here's their official statement. Previously, the annualized installments of COD were developed by different studios using different game engines, which gave each new title a distinct look and feel. Both players and devs have said that they enjoyed the differentiation of titles in the past despite the lack of consistency. Now, it's being noted that even with the consolidation of the franchise around one game engine, new versions of the game will still feel different from one another, as to give a clear example there of MW and even Black Ops. But hey, I'm with you guys when you guys claim that you want a Call of Duty to feel like its own Call of Duty. You want that unique identity with the main menu. I used to love some of the badass menus we got back in the day. I mean, hell, even the early Kohler menu was phenomenal. And there's a new Black Ops 6 menu we're going to be seeing with COD HQ, I think close to the reveal event, which is relatively soon, but that's not a permanent menu either. Eventually it'll be another Black Ops game, and then Modern Warfare 4, and then a game after that. I'd love to see just a classic custom menu that doesn't have to litter us with advertisements about other CODs or about Warzone. You guys probably feel the same way, and I think Treyarch will probably end up really working on giving COD HQ a really solid makeover that we're going to circle back to in just a couple of minutes. Now, it's hard to say how different Black Ops 6 is going to feel in comparison to, let's say, Modern Warfare, because MW3 being a back-to-back direct sequel to MW2 really ensured that we weren't going to get that different of a game. Obviously, Sledgehammer has really added in their touch. They've really overhauled things like the UI, the movement, some of the game mechanics, the gunsmith, the way a bunch of game modes work. They've overhauled quite a bit to the point where it does feel like a much better version of Modern Warfare 2. So you can bet that Treyarch's going to come in with Black Ops 6 and make the game feel as unique as possible despite being on the same engine as Modern Warfare. But I've also seen some discussion that because COD HQ exists, that somehow means that carry forward will just become a system with every COD going forward. I don't think people realize how crazy that sounds, because can you imagine, let's say, a game like Modern Warfare 4 in 2026, and I'm just calling it that for now, even though that's not the title. Can you imagine that game allowing carry forward from MW2, 3, Black Ops 6, Black Ops 2025? There's just no way. There comes a point where there's just too much to carry forward, right? When it comes to blueprints, attachments, operators. At most for Black Ops 6, can maybe see celebrity operators with voice lines carry into the next game, or let's say the Woods pre-order skins that just got leaked a couple days ago. But when it comes to weapons, blueprints, that would also really hurt the game's identity to allow that to carry forward. If that ends up happening, then okay, we'll have to accept it. But you can bet Warzone will still let you use your MW content, but I don't think it would make any sense and wouldn't be helpful at all to bring in MW content to a 90s era Black Ops game. Why would you want to bring in content from, the mid 2020s? That just doesn't work aesthetically. So I brought this up on the podcast just about a day ago. I'm like, wait, how many titles are realistically gonna release on this engine? Or when will we end up getting a reset where there's a new COD HQ application that releases that's attached to, let's say, Call of Duty 2028 or 2029, and then we go from there? How long are we gonna keep up with the current COD HQ app? And regardless of that, though, I think it's gonna be funny to see, let's say, a game like Modern Warfare 4 in 2026, or the rumored Advanced Warfare 2 in 2027. It'll be funny to see people years from now still saying, oh, this game's a DLC to Modern Warfare 2, even though we're about to go farther in the future, let's say, for a game like Advanced Warfare 2, or even the rumored Black Ops 2025 title, even though we could get another jetpack game one day, and even though we're going to have different sets of weaponry, different characters, it'll be crazy to still see people claiming that the new game is just a DLC for an older title. Now, here's the thing, right? I'm not going to say that Modern Warfare 3 at one point probably wasn't a DLC. I think there's a lot of credible rumors that came from, let's say, Jason Schreier or other gaming insiders that there was a planned year 2 expansion at one point for MW2, but that later became its own standalone Call of Duty. Considering how similar Modern Warfare 3 is, considering carry forward, I think it is fair to assume that that rumor probably at one point could have been correct, and it was meant to be an actual DLC, but I think that's also just a coincidence, considering that the plan the whole time was to launch the COD HQ app with ensuring that all future CODs would be on a unified engine. So either way, MW3 would have been a DLC anyway. Now, I'm fully well aware of the platinum issue. If you guys are unaware of what I mean, well, on PlayStation, there's the ability to get a platinum trophy every time you collect all achievements inside of a certain game. Just about every PlayStation since the PS3 has offered the platinum trophy, including the PS5, but for whatever reason, because MW3 is regarded as a DLC for MW2, it doesn't have its own platinum trophy. You can still get all the achievements on the PS5 that exist for MW3, there just isn't a platinum. And I guess Black Ops 6 is going to suffer the same fate because it won't be considered a standalone application, but instead a giant add-on for the COD HQ app. That's probably going to be the case again. What's weird about Platinum, though, is that PS4, for whatever reason, still offers the Platinum trophy for MW3. So if you guys have a last-gen console laying around anywhere, or if you have a friend that owns one and they also have the COD that you want to get Platinum on, that'll unfortunately be the only way you can get a PlayStation Platinum trophy. To my understanding, neither Xbox or Steam, even Battle.net, offer Platinums anyway, but they still offer the standard set of achievements. But the last thing I'll end with is that you can now wishlist Black Ops 6 on not only the Xbox Store, because that's what we're praying for the Game Pass integration, and not only Steam, but you can even do it on Battle.net. For those wondering why you can't do it on PlayStation, it's something to do with Sony, right? Something on Sony's end. I'm not sure what's up with that, but yeah, I'm sure that'll end up popping up in the foreseeable future, maybe closer to the beta or to the full launch of the game. The game isn't going to be left out of any type of PlayStation compatibility. Don't you worry about that one. But either way, though, Black Ops 6's full reveal is just around the corner. I'm sure they'll be talking about more information about when we can actually preload, when a beta might be, early access to zombies. A lot of info is still on the way, so be sure to have notifications on. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the latest controversy in regards to Black Ops 6 being a quote-unquote DLC to Modern Warfare 2? You guys know that's just not true, but hey, I gotta clarify this for people that are just confused on what that term actually means and what the COD HQ actually stands for, why it exists. Leave all your thoughts down below. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.